here I am.
Well, this is my
It's the
final
morning
facial
procedure.
video. I've been waiting. I made this video because when I was looking for what I might be in for with a BBL and a halo, I couldn't find any videos anywhere that I thought really showed in good light the outcome. And so I wanted to show what it's like, brutally frank, honest, real video. And so like right now, you can see I'm 2 weeks out, and let me tell you, I am still really happy with the BBL and the halo. But I still have red. You can still see scars because it takes time for all of that stuff. If you look on my forehead, you'll see there's still some spots. For example, around the scar where I fell. And my complexion is rosaceated. I had coffee this morning, so you do see a little flushing. But I am overall so very happy. I'll tilt my head up to my false sunlight, the overhead light, and you can see how it looks 2 weeks out. Now understand that as time goes by, it will continue to improve. And so I look forward to seeing what happens with all of this. Will I ever do another one? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that if these scars don't completely fade, it might be worthwhile to go and have one more halo, a BBL again, and just to make sure that we got everything. So, um, with that said, I did document the entire process because I didn't want anyone else who was considering it to have to search for real, true video. So here it is. Here's my documentary. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it tells you what you need to know. Overall, though, thumbs up.
It's the morning pre-procedure, and I'm out in the sun, and I'm just going to do it for a second, I promise. But I wanted to show you my hair slicked back. I am wearing my dress that has exposure for my neck and chest areas. So let's go. Let's do this thing. Up to the net. I'm looking back. Here I am. I've had the BBL, and honestly, it's not really bad. Imagine that you are in a downtown hotel room somewhere after dark, and you can see outside the window. There's like raindrops coating the window. It's dark, except you see this like flashing red neon light from the hotel sign somewhere. That's kind of what you see behind your little eye goggles um, every time the BDL pulses. Now, the BDL sound is, I kind of imagine my mother. No, my mother liked to tan, but a mother tisk, tisk, tisking for exposing oneself out in the sun. That's what it sounds like. Just like that, every time the light pulses. So I got my face done. First, I got my neck done and my chest. But honestly, the only thing that was ouchy was when she did more concentrated small pulses that was essentially cauterizing the veins and things like that. But I would I'd do this before I'd go to the dentist. Honest, I really would. Not bad at all. We'll see what I think about the halo. The cream on my face is a numbing cream, so that will, I understand, make it more tolerable for me when we do the halo. The halo is a lot more intense. Basically, she said it heats the liquid in the skin to boiling. That should be fun. So I'm thankful for numbing cream, but so far, guys, it hasn't been bad. Here I am after the procedures, and of the two, the halo is definitely the least comfortable. Is it like unbearable? No, it's really not. Is it fun? No, it's not. But I'll talk about it more sometime. But I thought you might want to see this is what I'm looking like. So I'm back home, and I can feel the heat is a little bit less, but basically that that heating to the boiling point, it doesn't leave right away. And so it takes a while for all that stuff to work its way out. I'm really looking forward to that happening. Papa, what do you think?
Kind of red in there.
Yes, it is. So I was telling him about the laser itself on the Halo, which is by far the more aggressive of the two. Um, they have two little rollers, and it's not quite as wide as the BBL um, laser, and so they basically these rollers keep the laser perpendicular, and she goes up and down. First she'll do this, and then sideways, and then all around until there is this beep that sounds that basically indicates, she said, that the appropriate amount of energy has been discharged. Uh, yes, my goodness. So anyway, the BDL, not really a big deal. I'd do that again. Not really without thinking about it a whole lot, but the halo, I would have to really, really, I mean, it's not like childbirth where you have something and then you get something. So far, anyway, maybe that comes later when I have a glorious complexion, but right now, um, it's just, it's uncomfortable. I'll tape again in a couple of hours when it's supposed to be a lot better. But I'm home. I am in my nightie. I am trying not to let anything touch it. I have ice packs, but guess what? With the numbing cream, you, you can't feel the ice pack. So I did focus air on me from the air conditioner in the car, and that felt good. But anyway, I'm looking forward to looking back. About, what, 5 hours since my procedure? You can see it's still very, very red, especially my chest. But the heat is gone, and so it's a lot more comfortable. I'm thinking I might even sleep tonight. That's good news. In about 9 hours since I first went in to start my procedure, and it's less red, actually by quite a bit. But I just put on this. It's not lotion, it's not cream, but it's called an Aquaphor. It's like a Vaseline-like concoction, and that actually hurt a little bit. I think it's because I was touching it. My, my neck waddle down here is really curious. It looks very funny, and that's how I know I'm swollen because it doesn't usually look like that.
So I'm told that the swelling will be worse. Um, but it is, it is a whole lot better than it was today at 12:30, at 2:30, at 4:30. It's now 7 o'clock. And I am thinking that tomorrow morning it'll be a lot better too. So, long story short, I made it through the procedure. I made it through the afternoon after, which is supposed to be the most rugged. And here we go, my first night. A lot of people post that they have trouble sleeping, that their face feels dry, etc., etc. I don't know how much of it is whining, but I think I'll find out. So stay tuned. Day one in the books. Welcome to my Terry's Doing It video where I scratched something off the list that hadn't been there before, that I hadn't expected, but I've done it anyway. So, the backstory is that I was at the dermatologist. I'd had a mole removed on the back of my knee because it had abnormal cells. And this is something that I deal with all the time, basically because I wasn't very smart when I was younger. I went out in the sun without sunscreen. I don't know. Did they even have sunscreen when I was a kid? I don't know. But as I sat in the doctor's office, I said, man, what can I do about my skin? This rosacea that I have was is making the texture of my skin really rough. And in addition, I had it's called a Mohs surgery where I had a skin cancer on my upper lip. When the surgeon went in and removed it, she came back out and she said, your upper lip is full of precancerous cells. So I've lived kind of with a ticking time bomb, thinking, when am I going to have an eruption that signals that some cancer has begun and gets more carving done on my face? I did not want that. So, Dr. Lindy Borton, who has been really my doctor since 2011 and has gotten me through some terrible, terrible scrapes, said, well, if you really want to do it, I would do a halo treatment and a BDL. I think that BBL, it's broadband light, which pulses, and the halo is a laser. So I began to think about it, and as I researched, I saw that yes, indeed, those procedures could have an impact on precancerous cells. Everything up here that you see that is scars, is red blotches, etc. That's from either precancerous cells or things that were developing that were worrisome. So I signed up for it, and I read that basically it was not a bad thing. Uh, it's the first morning after the procedure, and you can see I'm still pretty red, still pretty swollen. I did spend part of the night last night on the couch, not because it hurt. It didn't hurt. It's just I couldn't sleep. I don't know why. So as the day got closer and closer, I began to be um, anxious. I wasn't scared, but everything I read said that the procedures are uncomfortable. And to me, uncomfortable meant uncomfortable. You sit too long in a position, you're uncomfortable. You maybe you pick up something that's a little too warm for a second, you're uncomfortable. That's what I thought uncomfortable meant. And just by way of explanation, this is swelling. I've got my hair back and I've got aquaphor all over my face. My face, this is the day after the procedure, and my face is swollen, very pretty. My skin is getting very bumpy, and it looks like we'll be peeling soon. Um, doesn't hurt at all. It itches now. It really does itch. Um, but day 2 is in the books. Didn't sleep last night. Woke up at 1:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. It didn't hurt. I just couldn't sleep. So I'm looking forward to sleeping tonight. But this, how it's looking. Think you may see a little less swelling, perhaps. But overall, it's good. Day 3, and I had to vary the scenery behind me because I'm still wearing this same old nightie. But I will shower today. That's really good news. I think you can see that it's much better today. I am not feeling any pain at all. My neck, that was so painful in spots, is now not. There's just a sort of a general itch to the face, but I can really see that we're getting closer and got some like strafing marks that must be from the laser on my chest. Um, but I slept fine last night. I slept on my side. I have this little routine when I sleep. I have to first sleep on my left side, and then eventually I can turn on my back and we're fine. But I did sleep through the night. I slept on my side. What else? I don't know. It just feels a lot better. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Eh? Thanks for all your comments, by the way. I'm really pleased that you're so interested in the process. I did get an email from a friend or a Facebook message, and she said, I was so brave. Well, I've been thinking a lot about it. I've turned 68, and one of the beauties of being older is that I really don't care anymore. I'm growing my hair out. I am getting on camera without makeup. I am posting photos that maybe don't represent me like I think I'd like to look, but I don't care anymore. I'm just enjoying who I am, where I am, and this part in life. And really, I think I've gotten to the point today where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can see that perhaps the several days of discomfort, pain, actually, several days of pain, and now this kind of restoration process might be worth it. Um, I'll tell you for sure on the last day. To tell you again, it's day 3. I am not wearing my nightie, which is nice to be in something else. But I just noticed when I went in, they talked about that breakouts can be common when you have these procedures. I don't have breakouts per se, but I do notice that I have little white spots where apparently what was underneath is starting to work its way out. So, day 3, beginning to see the outward migration of things that I don't want in my skin. It is day 4, and um, I feel, it feels pretty good. It, I've been watching videos to see what other people experience because I never know what's normal, what's not. So day 4, and it's been described sandpaper, like my forehead, my chin, parts of my neck. Uh, it's very interesting. I understand that it doesn't slough off like it might if you had a sunburn in larger pieces. Instead, there are these little tiny, I don't know, dots or sand or something.
that are, you know, this is where I fell down and in Minnesota. This is that scar, and it's standing out now in a way it wasn't. I'm still red uh, in these areas. Um, Swollen. I think I'm less swollen. I still have a little waddle, but um, actually, that was there before, so I don't think I'm going to lose that. Um, they're a little swollen because I just got up, but let me go wash my face and I'll be back. You can see that there is definitely some pigmentation that's starting to become more obvious. They call that lifting up. So apparently that's on its way out. Spot here. There's some some whiteheads down here, but actually face washing removes this rough gray skin feeling. They call it sandpaper. Um, my scar where I fell down, you can see there's a little bit of pigment by it, but then you can see it's kind of standing out. Um, the swelling that I have, I think, is just morning swelling. Another spot there, but I'm putting on moisturizer. A pet peeve. I have watched a lot of videos on Halo and BBL, and I'm sorry, I find it really hard to believe somebody who has full eyebrows, has, lashes on, and they're showing me the rest of their face. Um, I just think that's like, I don't know, seems like you get to see me as I really look, and that's what I want to see when I look at them. Um, Poorly lit, so I can't see. But those videos are good because what they taught me is that everybody's different, and my stages of recovery are not like their stages of recovery. And so um, don't believe that just because you see me and on day 4 this happened, day 3 this happened. I think everybody's going to be a little different based on the amount of energy that went into their face, um, on their skin condition, et cetera, how much they've prepared for it in terms of moisturizer and things like that. I'm also taking 2 things. I'm taking an antibiotic to oh, because my knee, my surgery that I had on my knee got infected. So that mole that they removed, so that is helping not have breakouts so much. Um, the other thing that I'm taking is valcyclovir because apparently the breakouts aren't um, anything that's going to stick around, but cold sores could. So I've been on valcyclovir for the first morning. I took 2, and then I take 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and I'm almost through with those. But pet peeves, what I'm doing for living with this thing, and um, overall, I think it's getting better. Um, this is an almost 68-year-old body, so I don't expect to look like some of the gals that are in the videos, but I do expect to, number 1, look better, and number 2, not have the precancerous cells. Well, good morning. Today is day 5, and looking at my face, I I don't see any dramatic difference. Continued uh, soft flaking. It's not really intense, but it is every day. It's a little less red, but if you can see, it looks like freckles are kind of starting to stand out. Um, I still have the white spots under the skin in this area and this area. I don't see.
much difference in the scarred areas on my upper lip. But, it's day 5 and it's supposed to gradually just get better and better. This again is the scar from Minnesota from falling down. And then there's some pigmentation that's really showing up on my forehead. Not a huge lot of changes, but the itching is mostly gone. I just have a little tiny bit of flaking left. And you can see my chest is fading. It basically feels kind of like I had a really bad sunburn and I'm at the end of it. So look at my face. Describe what you see.
Well, I see a little bit mm, still redness, a little bit of redness, but not a lot of dramatic like it was before. Your eyes look a little puffy for some reason or other. I'm not sure why that is the case. Maybe it's the smoke. It probably is unrelated.
Let's say it's the smoke.
Yeah, let's say
Okay.
it's the smoke. Going forward, I think it's, each day's looking a little bit better.
Yes, the eyes are puffy, but I think that's sleep. I think that's just your nightly engorgement of the eyes and the area surrounding the eyes. Um, Not a lot to report, so we'll drop off for now. Hold that thought. I did get a little curious, and so I came in and I took a photo this morning and have blown it up so that you can see it to really see. Um, this shows the forehead, and notice those little brown dots. You can see that's pigmentation, and that's what I guess is working its way out. If you look down here, you can see, um, besides the fact that I need an eye job, you can see that the skin is peeling. You can see that the upper lip still has a lot of scarring showing from removal of suspicious spots over the years. But then, if you look, you can see there are little brown dots various places. So you can really see it on my neck and on my chest. Um, More flaking, but look at the little brown dots that are showing up. All of that apparently is sun damage. So, while it didn't seem to me this morning that much was going on, I guess there is a lot of going on, but it's just from the deeper levels now. So, I will keep you up to date. I'll do something again tomorrow. But for now, I guess it is still continuing to work. Day 5. So it is day 6, and it's hard to believe that it's been almost a week since I started my HALO and BBL treatment. I have been thinking this morning about the Terry's doing it way of life, and why in the world was this important to me. I think at almost 68, I have a birthday coming soon. At almost 68, it came the time when I had seen a lot of changes to my body. For the most part, I usually photograph from the shoulders on up. And so the fact that looking at the face that I have on camera and in person was coarse, it just wasn't. It wasn't the face that I remember. So I think it was important for me to feel like I look the way that I want to look. And in addition, I had the skin cancer stuff that was out there. That was just like the final thing that motivated me to go ahead and do it. But today on day 6, you can see, and I'll show you some other clips with better light, so you can really see it.
I'm not all the way through tunnel yet. I can see things outside the tunnel, but I'm not yet quite there. And so really started thinking about how we as men and women get to this stage in our lives. And it's a rude awakening to find, first in your 40s that your eyesight is going, your hearing starts going, and then the things that you relied upon for a long time, your appearance, your physical vigor and health start to go downhill. So, I have this it's not too late list that I live by. I think it's really important that if there are things that we really want to do in our life before we check out, we do them. And so this was not on my list in any way, shape, or form, but my visit to the dermatologist brought it to my attention that, there was something I could do about something that it didn't bother me a lot, but it did bother me. And so I decided to do it. How does that relate to you? You may not care what the tone of your skin is. You may not have any problems with sun damage, with potentially life threatening skin cancer. That may not be an issue for you, but for me it was. And I could leave it on a list and continue kicking the can down the road, or I could just do it. And so I decided to do it. And in the process of that, I did a lot of research. I looked at a lot of videos online and I watched a lot of lovely people talking about the improvements to their skin. But I would get close and I couldn't really tell. And so I thought, I really want to record myself in honesty and in truth. And I want to show everything, let the chips fall where they may, so that people can look at this honestly and say, is this something that I should have on my list, that is on my list? Is this something I need to do? I've had a lot of comments from people who have said, thank you for doing this because now I have courage that I can do it. You really can. It's not that bad. Is it a walk in the park? It is not a walk in the park. The procedure is, again, uncomfortable. I don't like that word. It's painful, not unbearably painful, but you do have to embrace the pain and ignore it to get through it. And then once you do get through it, you have probably 4 to 6 hours when it's very uncomfortable because the numbing is wearing off of the face. The superheated temperatures that have gone down into your skin are trying to make their way out. So that part is not fun at all. It's also not fun. It feels like the worst sunburn that you have ever had. And it takes some time to subside. In fact, even now, 6 days later, you can see it's very white around my eyes where the goggles were. I'm still red. Um, Eventually, I think the skin tone should match. So they say that you can see improvements a month later, 6 months later, and on and on. But most of all, I just really wanted to tell you if this is on your list, you need to do it because you will never have to look back and regret and say, why didn't I do that when I had time? When when there was less damage, less whatever to my skin, or maybe when I didn't have skin cancer, why didn't I do it then? Is it going to guarantee I won't have skin cancer? I don't think so. But I think it reduces my odds and I feel better about myself, frankly. I like my skin. I've started treating. I think, this has been a really good thing. Marking it off my list on day 6, and I'm not even waiting for day 7 to tell you that. But if you want to do it, do it. And if it's not this, if it's something else, do that.
just don't let it sit. Don't let that list sit there unaccomplished, because I guarantee you, if you do, if it's important enough to be on a list, it's important enough to not regret. So Terry's doing it. Terry's did it. You can do it too. Just do it. Good morning. It's day 6, and I am just really pleased. The A lot of the sandpapery feel of my skin is gone. I am still red, though. You can see how white I am around the eyes, and I'm not quite sure why that is. But I look for that to fade with some time. I still have areas of pigmentation. Um, but yeah, I think overall, I think things are looking good. Obviously, still some recovery. I don't know if that means that um, uh, I got more of an intense laser or what, but I'm happy. I'm comfortable. No pain, no itching today. But it is time to get on my skincare routine and stick with it. Also, sunscreen. I'm gonna do that. I am walking outside because I get the best light, and also because for the first time I've used sunscreen this morning. Um, so it's not as likely to be so bad for me. Um, Day 6, how is it? All the little gritty parts are gone except right around the hairline. It feels smooth. Um, there is a little bit of enlarged pores right here, I think because of the sunscreen. But I think overall it's been a big improvement. Tomorrow is kind of the last day people really monitor things like this. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But overall, would I do it again? Um, I'll answer that tomorrow. Well, it's now been exactly 7 days, and I am very, very pleased with the outcome. You can see I still have redness in my chin area. Actually, I just washed my face, and it might be partially that, but I still do have some redness, some pigmentation. But overall, I'm really happy with the change in my skin. Of course, it goes without saying that if it does get rid of skin cancer cells, it's more than worth it. But for all of the other reasons, the aesthetic reasons, the feeling good about myself, um, the Halo and the BBD, I have such a hard time with that. BBL is a really, really good thing to do for yourself. It goes under the heading of self care. And I don't know, I highly, highly recommend it. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just do something else. Well, this is my final facial video. I've been waiting. I knew I liked the results without makeup, even though I don't usually go out without it. But I really like it with makeup. You see it, there's still some redness around here, but I'm wearing no cover up. I'm wearing no facial makeup at all, and only eye stuff, lip stuff, and moisturizer. So, again, very, very happy with the Halo and the BBL, and it's just going to continue to get better. So, I'm 2 weeks out now, and um, the process didn't stop improving on the 7th day. Today is the 14th day, and I'm still happy. So, anyway, I apologize. I feel like I look sometimes like throw mama from the train, but this is me. This is Terry's doing it, and I'll let you share it with you.